to another Muzzle Broke live stream. And the vibes for today are kind of old school. So we have kind of a pretty badass revolver that we'll talk about, and the RPK, which we all love hanging out in the background, versus kind of tacticool, right? So rocking the P226 Zev here, and I kind of have the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch in the other corner representing that. Before we really kind of dive into it and get started today, just for YouTube's sake, there are no firearm sales, no firearm sales, no firearm sales, no firearm sales. There will be no sales of firearms. Okay, cool. So now that we got that out of the way, I did want to take just a second and appreciate the drink that I made here because it was kind of a shitty day at work. So we're going to relax with the boys. Hopefully everyone is going to comment and we'll all have a ton of fun. And we'll talk about some guns and, I don't know, chill out a little bit. Still trying to figure out what the best time to do these lives are because no one is fucking on right now. But that's okay. I'll rant to myself like a lunatic. So, we got one on. It's probably fucking Geo. Anyways, I want to talk about a little bit this revolver. I actually really haven't had this one on the channel all that much. So this is the Ruger Red Hawk. It's actually going to be chambered in 44 mag. And it's kind of hard to appreciate the comparison of size. This is the P226 Zev, just kind of a full-size handgun. But with the muzzle device, that compensator, it does actually add quite a bit of length. So especially when we have these kind of two bigger handguns side by side, you can really appreciate kind of the size of the Ruger Red Hawk here. Like I said, this one is chambered in 44 mag, which is just an incredibly beefy round. The really cool thing about this gun, though, is even with it being a 44 Magnum weapon, it actually has a pretty good recoil pattern just because of the all-metal revolver, like, just vibes. The weight of this handgun is kind of ridiculous, but it actually really does help mitigate that, like, recoil and muzzle flip. And this gun's actually a ton of fun to shoot. A lot of times when we're talking about like big, ridiculous weapon calibers, they're not like necessarily fun to shoot. Not that things aren't fun to shoot, but like, I don't know, like I'm just picturing like short barrel shotgun 12 gauge slugs. Like they're fun, but you really can't, I wouldn't want to run like 40 rounds through them, right? Versus the, David says revolver. Yes, revolver. Yeah, dude, the 44 mag is pretty sick. It's actually a blast to shoot. This one actually I was inherited by me from my grandfather, who actually set it up with this little scope. Kurt Cobain. I'm actually a huge Nirvana fan, fun fact. But yeah, Granddad actually set this one up with the scope, and they actually went out and hunted deer with this. My dad and grandpa are kind of ridiculous with their deer hunting in a sense where they've shot so many deer that they kind of like to do like whatever they possibly can to make it more ridiculous and challenging. So they do a lot of like bow hunting and revolver, like just anything that could make it a little bit difficult. It's a prank, bro. Yeah, I mean, I still do like Nirvana. Yeah, well, welcome to the live stream, everybody. If you haven't hit one of these up before, we do these pretty frequently here on the channel. If you could hit me with subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And any and all comments are welcome. This is really just for us to relax, have a good time, chat about some of the guns we got out today, and just kind of vibe out. I apologize for my drink just casually kicking it on this table, but ain't got nowhere else to put it. So I tried to like make a title, go close up on the letters. For which one, man? I will. Yeah, no, kind of the general theme of this was kind of just discussing like old school versus tactical, representing kind of the old school guns. We got the 44 Magnum Ruger Red Hawk on this, as well as the RPK, kind of representing that old school vibes. And for kind of the tactical, we got the P226 Zev with a bunch of aftermarket upgrades that we'll chat about, and the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch. Uriel wants me to go up close on the letters for the revolver. Kind of can't really make them out. There you go, Ruger Red Hawk. Yeah, that's the Red Hawk. Good gun. Yeah, I like this one quite a bit. It's fun to shoot, man. I wish 44 mag was a little bit cheaper to shoot, but actually, man, I haven't shot this one in a really long time, but this thing is actually incredibly accurate, especially at distance. I remember last time we took this to the range, I mean, we were hitting steel at 150 yards with it, without really having any significant like height over bore issues in a sense of like aiming upward. It's a ton of fun to shoot, and it's one of those things where it's just like there's something about the feel of a revolver that you just don't really get in some of the 9mm like newer school handguns. Again, if we're talking strictly like practicality in like a self-defense situation, yeah, I would definitely rather have like the 226 here, and just have that increased capacity, lighter recoiling 9mm rounds, especially nowadays. Like everyone's got their own cool like hollow point stuff out and about on the market, but man, there's just something about the power of the 44 mag. It just makes it a lot of fun to shoot. And I kind of get that vibe in general from all the revolvers that I've shot. They seem to be a little bit more fun, and just something is just truly nostalgic and like old school Americana. Anytime you're talking about like revolvers and lever guns and even like bolt actions, like it's just a lot of fun. Switching it up to something different like a revolver is always a good change of pace, and it's just something I enjoy. Again, if we're talking like true practicality, obviously kind of like the newer style guns run away with it. Obviously, this one here does have a threaded barrel. I am running this compensator, but I did have this Bushwhacker 46 suppressor on it before I put the comp on. So obviously we can run the newer gun suppressed. You're not really going to be able to throw a threaded barrel on the revolver and suppress that. Not really going to be able to add any sort of aftermarket muzzle device to a revolver either, just because of the fact that it doesn't have a threaded barrel. I really just still am a huge revolver fan, and I really don't think they're like necessarily antiquated in the firearms space. For y'all just joining, I appreciate you tuning into the live here. I love to clown in the comments. So if you have any sort of comments, constructive or not constructive, feel free to drop them. And if you can subscribe to the channel, I would absolutely really appreciate it. Super small channel still, but doing my best to build this up so I can quit my goddamn job, because boy, oh boy, do I not have fun there. But yeah, talking kind of about the revolver, the 226 Zev, got the RPK lurking in the background. And then also have the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch that I've kind of ghettoed up a little bit. If we're talking about the long guns specifically, I do think it's kind of interesting within the realm of AKs, just because there are so many newer AK designs and so many newer AK platforms, but also a lot of really rustic and old school AKs still on the market. And it's very interesting to me to compare like the cost and how they shoot. Obviously, the RPK, which I kind of have representing the old school guns, is going to be a little bit pricier. This was a Romanian parts kit build, which, we're kind of running out of parts kits, so those do get a little pricey. But I think this is a really interesting and fun comparison to me, because the RPK, like just directly comparing how the RPK shoots to how the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch shoots. Again, just very briefly going over this one. It's got a 1913 rail, so we can put any brace or stock on. We have a really awesome handguard here, so we can mount optics. Obviously, I have a dot and a pair of iron sights on there. Got a real ridiculous muzzle brake on this too. And this gun also has an adjustable gas block. And it's kind of funny to me in a sense that like there is a lot of work put into this gun. Rifle Dynamics smooths out all the internals. They do a lot of work, and this is an expensive piece. I mean, this guy was over $3,000, like by a lot, versus just like some of the old school style AKs, like especially when we're talking about like the surplus market, they're kind of just like shit together real quick. And I just think it's really funny that the RPK and some of the old rustic AKs that I've shot, they shoot just about as good as this. In regards to modernized AKs, I think you should look into the KPYK rails. They're Ukrainian made and quite good. I'm actually going to screen grab that and look that up later. I appreciate the recommendation, because I am absolutely always looking to switch out some AK rails. But, obviously the RPK doesn't have anything super fancy. It doesn't have an adjustable gas block. It's kind of got the old school style internals and old school style parts. This one specifically, I think, is a 1970s build. But, I mean, it still shoots phenomenally well. Obviously, it does have quite a bit more weight up front. But the recoil pattern is great. And when we're kind of directly comparing 7.62 by 39 to another 7.62 by 39, it's just kind of really interesting to me to have like to reconcile how the new and old school guns shoot differently. Obviously, I tried to negate the tactical with the quick catch here. I threw a bunch of tape everywhere. I made like the 69 flip mags. I have the shovel handle stock rocking, and I kind of just zip tied and taped on that bayonet to the front. I can't get that part that holds my trigger in place back. Oh, the shepherd's crook? Is that what you're talking about? It's like that little piece on the inside that holds the pins. I'm not really quite sure what part you're talking about, but I do love this gun. I love the new school AK looks, but there was something for this one with me. I really wanted to old school it up a little bit. Tabber dudes, you could buy a shepherd's crook from PSA for like $5 or $6. You may actually check the Rifle Dynamics website as well, because they do have some like surplus ones that they'll run every once in a while, pretty dang cheap. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream today. Feel free to comment any nonsense. I do love me the comments section. And if you could hit me with a subscribe to the channel, I would, of course, really appreciate it. I'm really looking to quit my job. Going back, everyone always seems to like this gun as well. The P226 Zev build that I've kind of put together here. I keep forgetting to look at specifically what SIG optic this is. Stu says, I love guns. Me too, man. Hopefully you like some of mine. Frog Airsoft asks, is that real? Well, it depends if you want it to be, Daddy, I guess would really be the short answer. I'm trying to remember what kind of SIG optic this is. I think this is just the SIG Romeo Pro. I think that sounds right. The way he said, I really want to quit my job was funny. Yeah, I can't do it anymore, man. I just want to sit here and chat about guns all day. But I love this gun, specifically the P226 Zev, because I think it's actually kind of like a really interesting blend of like old school and tactical, right? He says, cool, man, I'll sub if you quit. I love it. Evening from Leeds, England. I've got an AK-47. Nice. Mr. Mark Hemingway on that one. It's kind of interesting that I get folks from like Europe on the live streams. I do appreciate you tuning in for sure. I didn't know you could have like AKs in England, but you let me know. But yeah, man, I like this one because, you know, the P226, like the old school version with the like decocker and the double action, single action, is kind of like a really awesome, like old school piece of Americana history, you know, used by the Marines and then like different law enforcement agencies and that sort of thing. I think it's pretty cool. And then you have Zev Tech that came out with their kind of like Zev Teched out version. I think the Zev Tech version, the main difference is obviously it's got like a little bit of a different grip. This version is single action only, so it's got, so it doesn't have the decocker. I did add a couple of parts to this, but from the P226 Zev build originally, it does come with a threaded barrel. It's kind of hard to see, but it's actually like a dimpled threaded barrel as well. The slide has a bunch of really awesome serrations everywhere. It's got a little bit of these like lightning cuts. I do have an Armory Craft compensator on the front, as well as an adjustable skeletonized trigger and a skeletonized hammer as well. This gun, the P226 Zev, does come from the factory with the dot, which is kind of cool. Do you like the CZ P09 they released? A new generation of the P09 and P7. Yeah, man, it's cool. To be honest, like there's not really a gun that I'm like, man, I fucking hate that. I think all guns are super cool in their own way. And like, I don't know, again, I'm not really ever gonna tell anybody what to buy and what not to buy. I recently caught a lot of shit on the video I dropped yesterday, which is kind of funny, about the Echelon 4.0C. I've shot that gun. I don't think it's a shitty gun, but really the point of my video yesterday was kind of to just like give some potential negatives on that gun, because all of the YouTube reviews that I saw that came out on it was like, oh, this is the best thing in the whole wide world. Everybody loves it. If you want to create an Alpha AK clone, you can do it without breaking the bank via Barwaris rails and the Novus Pods 1, PM1 magnifier, which are good in regards to optics. Yeah, so I actually do have a Barwaris rail on one of my full-size AKs, and I like it quite a bit. I hate the Midwest USA AK rails. I just don't. I think they're super ugly and gross, if I'm being 100% honest. But yeah, dude, good Rex from the Kingdom of Vinland there. Is that the new 226 they make? So this is the P226 Zev, like the Zev Tech version. It's not old. I want to say this is like 2015 or 2018 this guy came out. This is not the new. I think that the newest one they came out with is the P226 like X Reserve Legion something like that's not this one. But it does actually have a lot of the same features. It's got this one is not an integrated compensator. This is a threaded barrel added comp. I actually chose to opt out of the magwell because I don't really like the Sig Sauer magwells because they only go around like the back ass of the gun, and it just looks like kind of goofy to me. It is a newer 226, but if you're talking about I really don't even know the name of it. Like it's the P226 X Reserve Legion with like the metal grips and the comp and all that shit. This is not it, but it's actually kind of like my little interpretation of that. And it does have a lot of the same features with an adjustable trigger, compensator. I went and changed out all the internals and all the springs on this one to just get this to have like, I wish I could show it to you. YouTube doesn't let me pick up guns in the live stream, but the trigger pull on this is absolutely insane. And hey, if you're just tuning into the live stream, really appreciate you being here. We love the comment section. And please hit me with subscribe to the channel if you can. The Staccato is overhyped. Mine is a jammer. Yeah, I don't hate Staccato. I think I actually have like a couple of videos shitting on Staccato pretty hard. I think they make good guns, but in my personal opinion, whenever I'm talking about a gun, like unless it gets my dick just incredibly hard for the vibes, I kind of try and look at it as like a cost per value situation, right? So like, all right, RPK, for example. My penis is very erect. I don't care what it costs. I don't care if it's incredibly impractical. Like I'm fucking buying the RPK because I fucking want an RPK, right? But for something like this Staccato P, I'm actually kind of annoyed I don't have it on the table right now, but I put together a Springfield Prodigy build. And everyone loves to shit on everything, I guess is really what I've experienced in my fucking YouTube career so far. Everyone enjoys being a negative piece of shit, which is fine. You do you. But I put together a Prodigy build that truly shoots better than a Staccato by every single metric. And I put it together for a fuckload of a lot cheaper than a Staccato as well. I got the 4.25-inch Springfield Prodigy. I paid to have ports done. I put an optic on it. I did an upgraded trigger job, so it's got a 2.5-pound trigger pull. I added the Dawson Precision Magwell, and that thing shoots so incredibly fast and so incredibly flat. It's insane. Actually, kind of the premise of this build was I was trying to do whatever I could to this to get it to outshoot my Prodigy. Yes, James Davies, ask your question. I will get to it, I promise you. But even with all the upgrades to this one, and I love this gun. It's sick. But it does not shoot as good, like as in a sense of as flat and as fast as the Prodigy build that I put together. If you're interested in that Prodigy build specifically, I have a ton of videos up on the channel with that gun. And I think I actually have like a good long form video on like basically like fuck Staccato. This is what I did to make a much cheaper and much better Staccato P. But yeah, the optic is called the PDS-1, not Pod 1. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. What's my go-to if World War III breaks out? To be honest, if there was a World War III, I have to believe that it would be some sort of invasion by Russia, China, or like North Korea, right? And everyone will, again, like I said, people shit on everything, but everyone will shit on my AK fetish. But I really do think if there's like a World War III situation, I'm going with some sort of like SBR short barrel AK. I think I'm very proficient with the AK platform specifically, and I have to say that there would be a lot of hopefully 7.62 by 39 like floating around, right? So as far as a like full size gun or a primary, I guess I would do one of my AK setups for sure. I actually have a couple of videos up on the channel with like a shit hit the fan AK setup and a shit hit the fan AR setup, which are both pretty cool. If you're just joining the live stream, appreciate you tuning in. Hit me with a comment. We'll chat about it. And if you could subscribe to the channel, I would really fucking appreciate it, dog. All right. What do I think of Bursa? More the Thunder 9 Compact Pro. Um, I don't actually have a ton of experience with that gun specifically. I've read some interesting reviews on both sides. Honestly, if you have the ability for any gun you're potentially purchasing, I really do kind of recommend like going to the gun store and seeing if you could rent that and trying it out for yourself. Because, dude, especially like online, everyone is going to have different opinions about every gun. That's just kind of the way that it is. But yeah, try and go to the gun stores and rent it out. Opinion on the Taurus PT845. Now that one I actually have shot. I like that gun quite a bit. Y do 2C. I don't know what that means. What do I think of 545 by 39? So I actually love 545. If it was a cheap and easily obtained round, I would have a lot more 545 guns in the collection. I cannot stomach spending like what you need to spend on 545. I actually I have no regrets on this gun at all. I love it. I got it in 7.62 by 39, but I did. There was a lot of internal debate whether I wanted to do, because they sell this gun in 5.56, 7.62 by 39, and 5.45. If 5.45 was much more readily available, I think I would have got it in 5.45, but it's just not. So 7.62 by 39, although it is a little bit unavailable in a sense of like at the local gun store sometimes, you can absolutely get it online for a pretty reasonable price. So I love 5.45. It's the cost, man. It's the again, going back to kind of cost per value. How do you feel about the ZPAP series? I think they're pretty good. They're pretty solid. As far as like beginner AKs, I'm actually a pretty big fan of the PSA AKs. And again, I know everyone kind of has their opinion on PSA, but if you're like an AR guy that's just like, man, I want to get an AK, I want to get into the platform pretty cheap, I want to be able to do some shit to it, you can get like a PSA AK like incredibly cheap. So it's great. And again, for YouTube, there's no gun sales here. They flagged one of my lives the other day. I'm going to keep repeating that, which is kind of annoying. So I apologize in advance. If you're just joining the live stream, appreciate you joining. Hit me with a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. We got tons of videos and content on the channel. 30-second drink break. All right. James Davies says, I think it's a good quality. It's cheaper, but I would say on par with Beretta. I like Berettas quite a bit. I do have a little bit of a Italian heritage, so Berettas kind of do it for me sometimes. 5.45 is crazy expensive where I am, and it's near impossible to find unless you order it for an arm and a leg. Yeah, agree. I actually think AAC, PSA's like a ammo thing or whatever, they're coming out with 5.45, but I want to say it's still like pretty expensive, which is kind of annoying. Oh, shit, he literally just said that. Sorry, man. AC says they'll make 5.45 by 39, whatever that's going to be. Seems like it's basically impossible to find 5.45 out of Eastern Europe. So I know PSA has already made their 7.62 by 39. Like I know that's already out on the market. And I thought that was pretty expensive. Now, like someone please correct me if I'm wrong, because I am not going to lie. I have like 20 bullets of 7.62 by 39 left, and I have a ton of 7.62 by 39 guns. So I really do need to buy more. But yeah, man, I appreciate that PSA is making it, but until a couple of other manufacturers hop on board and you kind of get into that, like who's going to make it for the cheapest price, you're kind of fucked. Glock needs to make a 5.7. Interesting. Wait, hold on. Someone asked if I had a Glock 9mm earlier and about the Springfield Echelon. Sorry, I'm skipping comments. We'll do Springfield Echelon first. I've shot the Echelon. I've shot the Echelon 4.0C. I think they're decent guns, to be honest. I really don't have any complaints with them. To me, they don't really get my dick hard in a sense of like, I don't look at it and I'm like, fuck, like I want that gun. Like, I don't know, this gun, it's a fucking boner alert. It's like, dude, fuck, I want that gun. So I got it, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with the Echelon. I just dropped a video yesterday kind of like shitting on the Echelon 4.0C. Again, the point of that video, to be incredibly honest, was just to give like a little bit of a counter argument to why it's not the best gun ever and it's the Glock 19 killer and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, a lot of these big YouTube dudes, like they get the guns for free and then they give the guns a good review. And you're like, okay, well, like, you know, no shit. So I made that video yesterday, not necessarily as a rip on Echelon or Springfield Armory or anything like that. And I said this in the video and people still fucking bitch and complain. But dude, just to think about things from a different perspective. And for a lot of people that like don't necessarily have access to the firearms that some of us do, and a lot of people that don't have the experience in the firearms space, like, I feel like they deserve a fucking negative review about a gun before they buy it. So I have no beef with the Echelon. I think it's a good gun. Would I buy one over a Glock 17 or a Glock 19 in the case of the subcompact? I wouldn't. I think you have the history of Glock reliability, and I like the aftermarkets, like holsters and the aftermarket components. So for me, I would pick a Glock over an Echelon. So to answer the next question, do I have a Glock 9mm? Yeah, I have two Glock 17s that I love. I would say I probably about have like average size dude hands for the most part, I guess. And the 17 fits me really well. A lot of the subcompact guns, like the Glock 19 specifically, you know, obviously I've shot that a good handful of times. I mean, I could shoot it, but it's not super comfortable for me. So even for like EDC and concealed carry and that sort of thing, I actually do prefer the Glock 17. I'll carry the Glock 17 pretty frequently. If y'all are just joining, I appreciate you joining the live stream. Please hit the channel and subscribe. There's tons of content on all of these guns, and I would really appreciate the subscribe. I don't really think I have a super duper ton on the 44 mag, but I will. I just, honestly, I haven't really made it to the range in a couple of weeks to make some more shooting content specifically, but there is new content dropping daily. All right, shit, I'm really running behind in the comments. Glock needs to make a 5.7. I think that's a good idea. I think they should. I mean, they pretty much make everything else, so fuck it, why not a 5.7? I think 5.7 is cool. I don't know if I would buy one in a sense of, again, dude, it's cost per value. The rounds are super expensive. It's not like a super amazing self-defense round, but it's also not cheap like a little 22 plinker. I mean, I do have some 22 guns in the collection, and I fucking love them because you could just go and shoot and plink for hours, and it's cheap. I feel like with like 5.7, you're getting kind of like a shitty round ballistically in terms of like self-defense, and it's an expensive round, so it's kind of like, meh. Nice pistol, thank you, I love this one. What do you think of the AREX Alpha? I'm actually not familiar. Last I checked, AAC's 7.62x39 was 45 cents per round. Seems like it'll stay there for a while. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. The last time I got AK rounds, I think a box of like 2,000 or something. And I think I ended up getting them for like just about 40 cents a round, which was pretty cool. But again, those deals fucking come and go. So yeah, it's hard to find something consistent. Need to sell one of those guns and spend it all on 7.62. Yeah, I probably fucking should, man. I have a lot of 7.62 guns in the collection, so I probably do need to like stock up a little more than I have. How hard is it to get full auto guns? Legally, it's very difficult. A lot of legal hoops you got to jump through, a lot of licensures that you have to have, and even for a gun dweeb like myself, it's not really worth it. A gun I really want is the IPI Malak Vulcan M. It's a Ukraine-made bullpup rifle based on the AK. It seems to be a genuinely good rifle. Interesting. There are so many cool guns out there, man. I don't know. I love the new school stuff, but I also really love like the old school gun vibes. I really wish. I know PSA is like. I know they're making like a STG 44 clone. And I don't really love the STG 44 like specifically, but I really do kind of hope that like they continue to make remakes of old school guns. Like I think that would just be really sick. No rifle, or there's no firearm sales on the channel. No firearm sales on the live stream, just for YouTube. If you're just tuning in, please hit the channel with subscribe if you can. Got plenty of content dropping all the time. Have I shot a Glock 24? Yes, I have. I like Glocks. It's always fun to shoot something in a little bit. It's always fun to shoot something that I don't have. I don't have a Glock 24, so I enjoy shooting it. Everyone's biggest regret: we should have bought more ammo before COVID. Now everything's expensive. Yes, dude, everything is incredibly expensive, and it kind of blows my mind. For anyone that's looking for cheap ammo, I do usually personally use ammoseek.com and just see whatever's the cheapest fucking rounds I can get. Sometimes they have some pretty good deals. Sometimes they don't. You just kind of got to look. That pistol is sexy. I'm assuming you're talking about this one. So this is the P226 Zev by Sig Sauer. Yeah, it's probably the sexiest handgun I have in the collection. I do say my Prodigy build with the ports and the trigger upgrade, it does shoot actually quite a bit faster and flatter. If you want to defeat soft armor, carry 4 Scott 2E. I don't know what that means. What gun is that? P226 Zev. All right, so the gun's on the table for everyone just tuning in. Ruger Red Hawk, chambered in 44 Magnum. P226 Zev, chambered in 9mm. We have a Romanian RPK, chambered in 7.62 by 39. And we got the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch here, which is a little shorty AK variant, chambered in 7.62 by 39 as well. And then we have my drink, chambered in Blanco tequila with tahini, lime, jalapeno, and soda water. They canceled the STG 44? Did they really? Wait, why would they get me all excited for that and then cancel it, even though I wasn't even that excited for it? I really want them to come out with the, dude, I would pay retarded amounts of money for the PPSH 41. I don't know why, but so like Call of Duty World at War was like the first, really the first video game I ever played. And for some reason, like the PPSH just spoke to my soul. And I've always wanted one. And I know you can buy like shitty chopped up ones, but I can't really find anyone that would like build it for me in 9mm. And that would really do it for me. Sadly in upstate New York, so can't even have a normal AK. I actually not really too familiar with the New York gun laws. Is it just the mag restrictions, or is it the like whole like assault weapons bullshit? The RPK is dope as hell. Thank you. Anytime I can get someone to really appreciate the RPK like I do, it makes me happy. I think this one looks fucking sick. I got the Dead Air Wolverine suppressor. Has the surplus furniture on it. I did have to add the carry handle aftermarket, but it was worth it. And then I also have like a surplus Russian sling on that too, to kind of complete the old school vibes. Midway USA has a lot of good deals on ammo as well. I'll have to check that out. JJ, you were on my live stream the other day. What's up, man? How heavy is the trigger? Tell me which gun, I'll tell you the trigger pull. December 2019, bought 1,000 rounds of 9mm for $135, including shipping. A month later, it was $1 a round. So actually, that's a good deal. I actually found 9mm. I got 1,000 rounds, shipping, handling, and tax, all for $120. And this was actually maybe about a month or so ago. And they were hollow points too. I think they were remanufactured. They were fucking awesome. Actually, I made a couple of videos on that, and one of them popped off pretty good, which is cool. Oh shit! Found a Winchester trench gun at a pawn shop for $350. That's awesome. Went in to buy some ammo and found. I really should. I mean, have you guys had like a lot of experience with guns at pawn shops? I feel like every time I've gone to a pawn shop, it's just like all of granddad's shitty shotguns that they're selling for like thousands of dollars for no fucking reason. So I really haven't had too much luck. The Fort Scott TUI is a monolithic copper round. Paul Harold tested it. Go through both 3A and 2A stacked. Interesting. What's the caliber on that fancy gun? I went to buy ammo. I found that. Is that bayonet taped on? Yes and no. So the bayonet, it is taped on, but you can actually kind of see right there and there. I do have like 4 or 5 zip ties. So it's zip tied and taped to the gun. On YouTube Lives, you can't touch the guns, but I should do a video and show you, because I really did test this. I mean, obviously, how often am I going to use the bayonet? 1, but 2, that bitch is on there solid. Like I said, I got 3 or 4 zip ties, and it's zip tied around the gun, and then it's also taped in there as well. I don't think the tape would hold it too much, but those zip ties have that bitch on. Like I really did like grab it and try and yank it off, and I was not able to do that. So super ghetto, but that was kind of the point of this build here, was just to kind of ghetto fab out one of the most expensive guns in the collection. I mean, this guy, shit, man, like 4K all in. And so I was like, it's a little bit too princessy. So we gotta ghetto her up. So we got the shovel handle stock there. We did the 69 flip mags taped together, and then just slopped the bayonet on the front. Ended up with a super cool looking build. I do like that one quite a bit. It's a lot of fun. From what I hear, AAC 762 is good. One video said it was really similar to Red Army. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's fine. For me, all ammo, the cheapest ammo is always the best. If it really fucking sucks and I'm getting light primer strikes and all that bullshit, fuck it, I'll train through and I'll be a better shooter for it. For me, especially when I'm talking about range ammo, like I don't want it to be good. I just want it to be cheap, man. PPSH over Tommy gun. I am wholeheartedly in agreement for that. I was under the impression that you cannot show guns on live, or is it use a gun? It is, I can't touch them. If I were to pick this gun up, it would instantly end the live stream, so I can't touch any guns. So it's kind of unfortunate because, like, you know, earlier we were talking about the Springfield Prodigy, and I'd love to go grab my Prodigy and show you, but I can't. So I am stuck with the systems that I have out for you today. But, you know, I switch these up daily, and we get different guns daily. It's the assault weapons ban, like as bad, if not worse, than California. I guess, dude, I actually, funny enough, I made a video a handful of months ago about like what's an assault weapon, you know? Because like this was, I think I dropped it like the day of the election or something, trying to capitalize, you know. What up, Pickles? He's back. But yeah, dude, the whole like assault weapons thing. Like I actually went through like Kamala Harris's like website and was reading what her gun policies were. And then like just I was on a Webster's dictionary a bunch, like looking up terms like assault weapons. And it's like an assault weapon is a weapon that someone says is an assault weapon. And it's like, okay, so like what the fuck? The definition and the vagueness of the definitions really kind of are the point for them to just fucking fuck you. Pickles, you gotta slow down. I'm sorry. I'm getting to your comments, dog. Thoughts on a do-it-all barrel length for 5.56 223. So, personally, I'm more of a 300 blackout guy. My like do-it-all barrel length for 300 blackout is a 10.5. Obviously, the 300 blackout is going to perform better ballistically out of a shorter barrel. If I were to do a do-it-all barrel length for 223 specifically, I think I would do like 12 inch, 14 inch maybe. I think that's a good compromise length. Not that, you know, there ain't nothing wrong with a 16-inch barrel. And truly, like, through enough training, like, to be honest, like, so the RPK has, like, a 22-inch barrel, and I've done room-clearing drills with it just to be a fucking idiot. So you can really train through anything, but I would say, like, 12.5 or 14.5 would be a great do-it-all 223 barrel length. Go to ghetto pawn shops. There's sometimes gold mines. That's a good rec. I live in Massachusetts, unfortunately. I thought Massachusetts, wait, what's like the red New England state? Is it New Hampshire? I don't know. I live in Massachusetts, unfortunately, and our gun laws restrict all guns with pistol grips and high-capacity magazines. They also ban guns like AKs and AR-15s by name. To get one, you have to buy one pre-ban. That sucks. Dylan Martin Fishing, check out like a Ruger Mini 14 or something. I have one of those. I have one of the older ones. It's inaccurate as shit, but it is chambered in 223, and it's actually kind of like, I kind of like that gun because it's almost like a hybrid between an AR and an AK. It's got like the long stroke pistol and all that, or excuse me, long stroke piston system and all that shit. Uncle Pickles, all right, I'm getting your comments. That's a Mexican AK. Yeah. I actually robbed one of the cartel dudes that I was buying fentanyl off of, so that's how I got this one. I'm just kidding, YouTube AI moderators. There's no firearm sales. There's nothing crazy. Please don't give my channel another strike, dog. 3 strikes and you're fucking out, and I will be pissed. No Step on Steak says, I love the shovel stock. I also love the shovel stock. It actually is not as bad as you would think. It's not good. It's not fucking good, but it's not as bad as you would think. It's part of the vibe. So my shoulder takes the abuse. It's a fucking piece of wood. Well, I guess the fucking regular AK buttstock is too. Fuck it. My only complaint about this one is I wish there was a way to like make a little bit of a riser. Not that I probably only need like an inch. And I know that's all Pickles has to offer, just an inch. But if I just had an inch riser, this would it would line up perfectly. I've thought about I actually did previously tape a fucking, I went to Home Depot and I got one of those paint stirrers and I broke it up into 3 pieces and just fucking taped it to the top of that. And it was kind of shitty, so I had to take it off. Give him a thumbs up. Hell yeah, Pickles. Dude, Pickles, if I do a giveaway, I think you just auto win it. I think that's the way. And they had a 45 ACP Uzi rifle with a wood stock. Gabby, where are you going to these fucking pawn shops at, man? That looks like a Tijuana hooker's AK. Yeah, she shoves this right up her booty hole. He says he's touching his guns right now. Oh, are you thinking of me while you touch them? The silver revolver looks like Tactical Barry's gun from Police Academy. I've actually never seen Police Academy, but thank you. I like this gun. My hatchet and slingshot are assault weapons. They could be. Oh boy, we got the new gen P226. Let's go. Yeah, dude. If you just queued in, appreciate you joining the Muzzlebroke Live. We're hanging out. We're chilling with the P226 Zev 44 Mag Ruger Red Hawk. We got the RPK. We got a Bushwhacker 46. We got the Quick Hatch. We got what did I call this? A Ranch Water. Please subscribe to the channel. There's tons of content on all of these guns and much, much more. We have new content dropping daily, and for YouTube, there's no firearm sales. Subscribe so I can quit my job. Hello, is that a compensator on said handgun? Yes, it is. So this is a Armory Craft comp. They made this one specifically for the 226, so it does flow very nicely with the slide. I love the comp. It makes the gun nice and ridiculous looking, and it fucking fits the badass vibes. It did fucking fuck with the reliability a little bit. So I did have to change out some of the recoil springs, which is kind of lame sauce, but it's worth the vibes. FRT for AK, question mark. Sorry, I'm getting real lost in the sauce in the comments here. And I got my ex-girlfriends texting me right now too. FRT for AK, sorry. Yeah, so allegedly some company is coming out with an FRT for an AK. Would I buy it? I would buy it if it's 3 positions. Meaning if it's safe, semi, and send it, I'd buy it because worst comes to worst. If the FRT shit doesn't work in your setup, flip that cut to semi and let it roll. I do have an AR. I may be used to sometimes have an AR FRT, and it either it works and it's the most fun you will ever have, or it jams every round and it turns into a bolt action rifle. So if they did come out with an FRT for the AK, I know I'm trying to remember the name of the company that they're coming out with it. I think you can pre-order it, but it's a $500 pre-order. And as of right now, it's only that safe and send it. So they said that they were like, oh, maybe we'll make it a 3rd position down the road, and you could add it. And it's like, all right, well, fucking just make that. And it's not even actually a trigger. You don't actually get a trigger. It's pieces that you add on to your trigger, which is kind of weird. All right. So what pre-ban year can you get? I don't know. Pickles, give me that inch, daddy. Johnny Longcock, I'm getting hard. Good, man. That's the point. Gabby is in Texas. FYI, they sold it for $850 with 5 mags. Wait, where in Texas? Like, you can just give me a general area. I'm curious because I got some buddies up there. Hooded Casper. I will rant about this one for a while. Is yeah, sorry, I was reading your. Is the Ramjet Afterburner worth $400? No. I've shot it before. Actually, I know I have a short on it. I don't know if it's come out yet or not. I film all this shit and have it stacked. But the Ramjet, the Radian Ramjet and Afterburner, it's fucking expensive, man. Like if it was just like, I really wish they just did a threaded barrel version and sold it for like $100. Because if that was the case, I would say, yeah, absolutely, it's worth it. But they don't. You have to buy the barrel and the like compensator, right? So it's $400. If I were making a Glock build like this, in a sense of this is not my home defense gun, this is a fucking range toy that I have a ton of weight on, that I built for speed and flat shooting, then I would say maybe it's worth it. But don't like, I don't know. I'm just picturing you buying like a Glock 45, right? So that's $600. Then we're adding another $400 for the barrel and the afterburner. Then we're adding an optic. Then we're adding it's like, oh shit, you should have just bought like a 2011 at that point. It definitely does. The afterburner, the Radian Ramjet afterburner, it reduces the recoil, man. Like it reduces that muzzle flip. I mean, it's noticeable. But for $400, I would almost say, unless you're in love with the look and you don't have a barrel for your Glock, those would be my two things. Like if you bought a Glock, like, and you're building it from the ground up and you don't have a barrel for it, it might be worth it. But if you already have like a threaded barrel, I'd just say buy a compensator. If you're just joining, there are no firearm sales for YouTube's sake. Please subscribe to the channel. I have tons of content coming all the time, and I really do appreciate it. Every subscribe is like a little baby inchworm step to quitting my job, and I really would love to do that. What's the trigger weight for the P226? So this one is 2.5. This is a aftermarket adjustable trigger. It's kind of hard to appreciate, but you see that little green thingy? So you can actually adjust the pre-travel and the reset with this fucking trigger. And I forget what fucking, the hammer springs or some shit. Some of the springs in the grip I replaced as well to get it lighter. What's the trigger weight for the P226? What is a ranch water? It looks like watered down whiskey. Yeah, dude. So the booze selection is running a little low today. So we're doing tequila drinks. Anyone else got a P226 and 40 cal? I think it's called like the P229, right? Like, I don't think it's quite the P226. But hey, dude, I appreciate everybody's comments. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. We're going to keep this going because I'm having a ton of fun today. Pickles is here hanging out as always. Gabby is giving us all the fucking deals on Jesus Christ, pawn shop guns. If you're new to the stream, like and subscribe to the channel, por favor. I'm straight up begging. I got to panhandle more. Trigger Tech, Gabby says. Yes, I think that's the FRT AK company. That sounds right. Is it a non-binary trigger like you? Actually, it's a single action only. So, no. I think pre-bans were in 94. Gabby's in Houston. I have not been to Houston. I have a buddy in Austin. In Massachusetts, I believe the pre-ban deadline is in 1996. Dude, like, who is like determining the year of these bans? Is it just like some fucking stone politician that's just like, my state's 96? Like, who? I don't get it, man. And like, also, how the fuck do you even find a pre-96? That's like older than I am. Like, you gotta find a gun from like the fucking early 90s or 80s to just, can't you just like Like take like a Sharpie and like scribble the serial number, right? Well, I guess so technically, right? Because this RPK, it's got a 1970 stamped on the receiver. So could I fucking like would that be fine for Massachusetts? Guns and alcohol always mix. Yeah, Pickles, you don't even know the first rule of gun safety, and I'm going to school you right now, dog. First rule of gun safety, have fun. Pickles also asks, what holsters do I use? Funny enough, the long form video that I'm dropping tomorrow, Pickles, you're just going to have to watch it, buddy. Give me that precious engagement. For everyone just joining the stream, comment. I love the comments, and please subscribe to the channel. I would really fucking appreciate you. What holsters do I use? The short answer is whatever I find on Amazon that's reasonably priced and that I like. I bought a couple of holsters off Temu. One I hate, one's okay. For me, to be honest, I'm not a holster snob. I found that the holster sweet spot is get Amazon Prime, buy like 3 of them, and return the 2 you don't like. Usually you can get pretty decent like Kydex or carbon holster fibers. Carbon fiber holsters on Amazon for like 20 or 30 bucks. And like they work incredibly well. I do have one high-end holster. It's the Tier 1 Concealment MSP is the name of the holster. And it was like $130, and I fucking hate that holster. I never use it. It's huge. It's big. Like it's big. It's bulky. It's ridiculous. I hate it. I never use it. So I really don't. I don't think there's a correlation between price and quality, or price or like usability in the holster space. Man, how do you lives? I don't even know how I does be living right now. It's a rough existence. Tactical Timmy, yes. I'm a Grand Power fan myself. I like the rotating barrels. Interesting. I tried and they said I cannot show any firearms of any sort, he says. Tried what, dog? 38 cal 45. Okay. Henry, the 226. Yeah, the P226. Everyone loves this one. Oh, he subbed. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. There's new content coming all the time. Any subscription to the channel is very much appreciated. I asked Pickles this yesterday. What's the vibe of the channel? The vibe of the live streams is very much like shenanigans and me ADHD squirrel braining in the comments. But the vibe of the channel, I feel like I do some serious videos. I do a lot of opinion pieces. I do a lot of random like LARPing shorts. It's a good time. Also the same day I found a Winchester, I also found an Argentinian Mauser. Bought it for $180, but it was a bitch to find the ammo. Interesting. I bought an EPS and an MPS thinking I'd return one of them, but now I want to keep both. You absolutely should keep both. Gabby with the subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate you, dog. If the YouTube AI moderators are listening, which they're always listening, there are no firearm sales on the channel. The only thing I want to sell is Pickles' virginity, but I think that was lost long ago to both of his ex-wives. Yeah, today, I guess the topic of the live stream that I put is old school versus tactical. The old school guns we're kind of representing with the Ruger Red Hawk chambered in .44 Magnum, not like the condoms, and the RPK with the Dead Air Wolverine suppressor and the carry handle, which is not time period accurate, so don't stab me, you AK autists. And the tactical guns, we got the P226 Zev, chambered in 9mm with a bunch of aftermarket components. And we have the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch, which I feel like isn't really, in this configuration, a good representative of tactical. But fuck it, I like it, so it stays. Pickle says, this channel is very informative, and he likes it when you roast him because he's, yeah, I do love me a good roast, man. To be honest, these live streams, and Pickle specifically, it kind of reminds me of like getting drunk with my high school football buddies and us just like shitting all over each other. Justin Worst laughs, subbed it up for that joke. Don't even know what joke you're talking about, but I respect the subscribe. I really do appreciate all the subscribers and the fucking comments, dog. I'm taking a little sippy sip of the drink here. I'm really nursing this bad boy today, huh? All right. I would love to own an RPK, Dylan Martin Fishing says. So I have had this one for probably about a year. I like it, but I am an AK fucking nerd, and I love the RPK LARP. It's a fun gun. It's fun to have. It's one of those pieces where like you're just drawn to it. Is it incredibly practical? I mean, no. I do kind of have like dreams of having this loaded and set up in this configuration. Like if my bed is here, this is like right outside of my bed. So instead of like a nightstand gun, I have like a floor gun, you know, where I like hear something go bump, I flop to the floor, I lay prone, and I'm fucking just waiting on the door with the RPK. It's fucking sick. I love it. What's the deal with the 226 X5 Legion or something? Seems bougie. Is the 226 Zev a better value? That's actually a great question, and that's actually something I've asked myself. Remind me, Crokin, do you know the cost of that gun? Off the top of my head, I don't know the cost, but essentially it's the what's up, Eric? Hey, it's the I'm trying to fucking the biggest difference is you essentially get. All right, so Crokin says that gun's like 2,600. So honestly, I'd say it's a similar value. I bought this gun MSRPs for 2,300, I think, and it comes with the optic and a threaded barrel. So I actually ended up buying this gun used for 1,700 bucks. The compensator was 100, the adjustable trigger was 100, and some of the other, like the hammer and the internal springs were like 100 bucks too. So I have about I have $2,000 into this gun total. In my opinion, and I ain't gonna bullshit you, I have not shot that, whatever the fuck it's called, the 226 X5 Legion XL Magnum Condom, like mega base, like whatever the fuck they're calling it. I haven't shot that one. I really do like the way this shoots. This is the second flattest shooting and second fastest shooting handgun I have in the collection. Second only to a ported 2011. So is the P226 a better value? To be honest, I'd tell you, what do you like the looks of more? Because like this is a aftermarket compensator versus the comp in the slide. I would actually argue that this is better in a sense that if I get sick of this comp, I still have a threaded barrel. So I can take off that comp and slop on the suppressor, right? The gas pedal takedown lever right there is the Sig Sauer gas pedal takedown lever that's on the fancy 226. This isn't a Sig Sauer adjustable trigger, but it's the same style of adjustable trigger as that fancy 226. I like this gun quite a bit. I wouldn't fucking spend like $2,700 on the new Sig handgun. I just wouldn't. To be honest, if you wanted something very similar to this on a budget, I would do a single action only Legion 226 and get a threaded barrel, get the comp, because the Legions you could get used for probably like 1,100 bucks maybe. But yeah, dude, definitely something to think about. But I like this build specifically. I have the P226 not the 226, the P365 Legion with the comps, and I like that because it's a carry gun. But for something that's not a carry gun, I actually would prefer the threaded barrel versus the slide comp, so I can switch out muscle devices. That's my long-winded answer. Hey, appreciate everybody. I got 153 folks here now. It's exciting. If you could subscribe to the channel, I would incredibly appreciate it. I have new content, live streams, shorts, long forms, whatever tickles your dickle, the channel will have it. So please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And please comment down below. We're having a ton of fun in the comment section per our usual arrangement. Dylan Martin Fishing. I sleep with my Winchester Model 94 mega based. Hi to Eric as well. Pickles, FYI, everybody, this dude's ex-girlfriend stabbed them with a steak knife. My pronouns are sir and daddy. Don't fucking misgender me again, Pickles. Tanner says, damn, nice gun. Canadian here. I own an MK25, looking to upgrade. once our commie government is voted out in 2025. Isn't like every single handgun like illegal in Canada? So I actually grew up not in Canada, but in a state pretty close to Canada. So we would actually go there to drink and gamble at 18. Recently, my dad and it was probably like 2 years ago or so at this point, but we went there for a black bear hunt, and they like assaulted the truck because they were like, you Americans, you have handguns somewhere. We were like, nah, dog, we're just here to hunt, you know? And they were like, no, like, get the fuck out of the truck. And they spent an hour and a half just fucking tearing up the truck looking for handguns. No firearm sales, no firearm sales. Welcome to everybody who's here. I appreciate you joining the live stream. Hit the channel with a subscribe. It's fucking the best channel of all the channels you'll maybe see, maybe ever. I don't know. They call it the best. Pickles certainly does. And that's my one bad Trump impression for the day. I just watched 50 people fucking leave the live stream after that Trump impression. That's when I know I'm really going to make it here, you know? He lives in Michael Moore's Canada. Yeah. Michael Moore, Ben Shapiro talks about him every once in a while, but I'm not quite sure who exactly he is. But yeah, dude, the P226 Zev is pretty dope. My grandfather had to take a whole test just to go to Canada for a black bear hunt. All right, hold on, Pickles. We're going to get to your arrest here in just one moment. I'm trying to remember if I had to take a test. I definitely had to pay a bunch of money. Maybe I was just being hazed by the Canadians. I don't know. All right, so Pickles, let's read it. I got arrested in Toronto a couple of years ago. Canadians are all sweet and nice. They ride around on a moose and drink syrup out of coffee cups like they show on TV. Pickles, what were you doing in Canada, man? Were you hitting the full nude strip club after the divorce number 2? Gabby says, I have an AR-10 with the gnarliest break. What's a 10-inch barrel? And I shot it at an indoor shooting range, and now I know how it feels to be blinded and concussed. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell, but I have a pretty ridiculous muzzle brake on this shorty AK here, and it's kind of the same. But I've put this suppressor on this gun. I've also put the Dead Air Wolverine on the quick hatch as well. And it's fun. You don't get as much of a muzzle flash, but I love the brake. Like, it keeps the gun so incredibly flat that it's just insane, and it's a ton of fun. For those of you just joining, welcome. Please subscribe down below. Well, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, because there's lots of cool shit. I can't say flash with the word banged together. Of course you can. Flash banged, dude. I'm trying to think. A lot of I don't know, to be honest, like after you shoot something like your AR-10 with the brake or like a shorty AK with the brake, shooting something like a comp is really nothing. Some people will bitch about like, oh, the comp has too much concussion. It's like, bro, you're shooting a 9 millimeter. Don't be a bitch. Vishura asks, is the shovel stock comfortable? It's not the most uncomfortable. It's okay. I had a JMac triangle folder on this guy before I just swapped it out a couple weeks ago or whatever, but it's not as uncomfortable of a stock as you would think, I guess. My biggest complaint about it is actually that it needs like an inch or two ride. Oh, I am muted. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. That's the booze. Where did we leave off? Is the shovel stock? The shovel stock is base, not comfortable. Yes. Best Glocks for each caliber. I'm glad you didn't hear my rant about the Border Patrol then. I was talking about the Glock 47. I think you're muted now, so you're just talking to yourself like crazy. Wait, am I muted or not muted, Pickles? Kind of fucking with me, dog. Pickles, am I muted or am I not muted? Dylan can hear me now. Okay. Um, Pickles, that's a Frankenstein, AK. Agree. But really, the only pieces I hear are, Jesus Christ. I guess I did quite a bit to it. I have the bayonet. I have some M-lock rails. I have a sling adapter. I have the muzzle brake, BCM vertical grip, the 69 flip mags, and the shovel stock. Sorry, you muted. Fuck. Can everybody hear me? Can someone comment if you hear me, please? I feel like I'm really starting to lose my mind. Maybe he muted it because he's rubbing one out and doesn't want us to hear him. Do you hear me now, Pickles? Just give me a yes, please. Give me a yes or a no. Did someone confirm that I'm speaking? This is driving me nuts. But we hear you. Thank you. Pickles is just fucking with me because he's a little butthole. What is your stance on Brandon Herrera for ATF director? Audio is fine, sound is fine. We can hear you. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, guys. I'm like being a little bit of an idiot today, but you know, that's per our usual arrangement. Brandon Herrera for ATF director. So is that like an actual thing? Like, I think I read like, can we see Tactical again? I miss it. This one? Or this one? I signed the petition for it. I think that'd be funny. I think that'd be a cool, like, little troll for sure. I mean, I think that would be a better choice than a lot of other choices, I guess. I really I have no rifle. Beretta, rifle. Is that an AK? And then there's Pickles. So this is a RPK. Oh shit. This is an RPK right here. I don't know what RPK stands for. If anyone does, comment down below. This is a AK variant. It's kind of like a derivative of the Krinkov. This is the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch chambered in 7.62 by 39 that I've kind of ghettoed up a little bit with the 6.9 mags, the bayonet, and the shovel handle stock. Yeah, I think he'd be cool for ATF director. I think that'd be dope. I don't really know what the ATF director does. AK-12 where? I don't have an AK-12, unfortunately. All right, sorry, Hooded Casper. Best Glocks for each caliber, 9, 40, 45, 10 millimeter, 380. To be incredibly honest, I like my Glocks 9. I like my Glocks at 9 millimeter. I don't even know. I've definitely shot a 380 Glock before, but in my opinion, the most optimal Glock, like if I were to pick one Glock to be the Glockiest of all the Glocks in all of Glockland, I would pick the Glock 47, the Border Patrol gun, just so I could do some Border Patrol LARPing. But no, seriously, I mean, I would pick the Glock 47 because you could put the full-size slide or the like Glock 19 slide on it. And I think both of those slides are really where the 9mm Glock shines. If money were no object, I would add I would get a Glock 19 slide on the Glock 47 frame and put one of them Radian ramjet and afterburners on it. I think they look really cool. I think they work really well. I just don't think they're worth fucking $400. It's a little wild. For those of you joining the live stream, thank you for joining. Please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Please comment any and all shenanigans. I appreciate that as well. And for YouTube, for the AI chat moderator, there are no firearm fucking sales. I'm not a business. I'm just some dude. There's no firearm sales. What is the name of this gun? So don't know which one you're talking about. But we have the P226 Zev by Sig Sauer and Zev Tech collab that I kind of have tricked out here with the gas pedal takedown lever, compensator, adjustable trigger, and hammer. I have the Ruger Red Hawk chambered in 44 Magnum. The RPK, this is a Romanian parts kit RPK with the Wolverine suppressor, aftermarket, no, it's not aftermarket, surplus Russian sling, and an aftermarket carry handle. And I also have the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch, another little AK variant vibing the fuck out in the corner there. Oh, I also have the Bushwhacker 46 suppressor sitting here too. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you. It really does mean a lot to me. Do you have any shotguns? Yeah, I have way too many fucking shotguns. I should pull some out. We'll do a shotgun day tomorrow. Remind me. We'll do like pump action versus mag fed shotguns. That's what we'll do tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. All right, fuck yeah. I'm off. I think I'm off at like 10 or 11 or something. I just got to hit the gym. Anyways, yeah, we'll do shotguns tomorrow. Got a fuckload of shotguns in the collection. Can you say this? I am scared to say that. Take us to the gun room. Yeah, it's a long ways away. I will. I think I did a live stream from the gun room like 2 days ago. Do you have an ASVAL? No, but I fucking want one. I'm actually really pissed that that's not allowed in ranked Call of Duty. It makes me irrationally angry. The ASVAL is a fucking really cool gun, but incredibly rare and hard to come by. So I do not have one. Yeah, man, the gun room is a little rough. What is the wackiest gun I have ever shot? Ooh, I like that question. I'm gonna have to like contemplate this for just 1 second. I probably have to give it to the Desert Eagle. It's a little, yeah, it's cool, man. I do have plans to get one, but they're actually incredibly lightweight. If y'all ever like haven't held a Desert Eagle before, like they're absolutely lighter than this revolver, and man, they're absolutely lighter than this gun too. This is a metal frame, metal slide, obviously, and like the Desert Eagles are light as shit, and they fucking recoil like a mofo, but they're fun. But it's probably the wackiest, like most impractical gun I've shot. What's the most uncomfortable gun for you? Ooh, I hate to say this. Probably my Chris Vector, if I'm being honest. I like the gun. I think it's really cool, but there's something about the, like just the way it fits, I guess, like the length of pull, like the length of pull on the Vector feels really weird. Like the hand placement feels really weird. The safety selector placement feels really weird. The trigger kind of just feels weird. Like, not that it's like uncomfortable, like not that it has a heavy recoil or it's uncomfortable to shoot. It's just like, it's uncomfortable to hold, I guess. Ever installed an FRT? I have installed an FRT before. They're really not. The AR one that I have installed at one point wasn't really bad. It was actually it was probably the easiest trigger install I've ever done, because usually they come in like a block, right? Like you don't have to install the trigger and then install the hammer. Like you just drop that block in there and screw her in. Show us your gun room. To be honest, it is in absolute shambles right now. Maybe I'll do a live stream from the gun room tomorrow. To be honest, I like doing my live streams here because I can like sit on my couch. But yeah, we could do a live stream from the gun room. But yeah, dude, it's not too bad. I really need to get the gun wall, but those are like $3,000, and it's like, I'd rather buy the Golden Desert Eagle for $3,000 than a fucking like wall decoration, right? Hey, I'm barely getting into guns. How long until I see decent groupings with my pistol? Dry fire, dry fire, dry fire, dry fire. Sit in your room and rack the slide, dry fire, focus on keeping your wrists very locked. Practice once a week, give it a month, you'll be fucking money, baby. P90 versus Vector, which is worse? I'm going to say that the P90 is worse because 5.7 rounds are way too expensive for what they are. I have a Vector. Before I bought the Vector, God, this is like, you know what? I really just want the MP7. I really just want the MP7. But before I bought the Vector, I teased a P90. And to SBR, the P90 was truly a pain in the dick, like to switch out the barrels. I was like, I don't know if I could really do this. I was like, if I called one of my buddies over and we only had like 6 or 7 beers, I'm sure we would be able to figure it out. But I just bailed on it. My biggest beef with both the P90 and the Vector is they're fucking polymer guns. I fucking hate polymer guns. You like sneeze at them wrong and they fucking scratch. It just drives me nuts. I guess coincidentally, all the guns I have out today are like metal framed. Thoughts on ARPS and Dracos? Well, I like AKs. I don't have like a true, I guess this is the most Draco, I guess, AK that I have just because it's like a shorter barrel AK. And I love this one. I actually, funny enough, was looking at the Century Arms Draco, like the tactical Draco. And that kind of does it for me. I'm not really quite sure why, but I think that's pretty sick. I think that would be a lot of fun to like try and make that the most effective weapon that I could do. Now this one, when it's not like in, fucking autistic mode, this is actually an incredibly effective CQB weapon. I think it's got like a 9.5-inch barrel, but 7.62 by 39 does very well out of that barrel length, especially with the ridiculous muzzle brake. It shoots really flat. It's very easy to suppress. It does have a adjustable gas block to it. Really, all I would have to do is take off the bayonet and switch out the stock. And like this thing, to be honest, like if I were to pick a gun and like just have it, this is your gun, it's this one. All I really have to do is just switch out the shovel handle stock real quick, and that's literally just a screwdriver because it's a 1913 rail. And I have a M-lock there, or excuse me, Picatinny there, so I can screw on like the flashlight or whatever. If you're just joining the stream, we really appreciate you tuning in today. If you could hit me with the subscribe, I would really appreciate it. For the YouTube AI chat moderators, there are no firearm sales. There are no firearm sales, and there are no firearm sales. Do I have a 1911? I have a 2011. And I have a couple of 1911 variants. It's actually, I'm not gonna lie. So I went to the casino, like a month or two ago anyway. So I was with some buddies actually up in Cleveland, Ohio, of all fucking places. And I went to the casino and I was like, I'm winning fucking $300 because there's a 1911 that I want, the Thesis World War II clone one. And it's only $300 fucking dollars. And I went to the casino and I was like, I'm winning fucking $300 and I'm buying that goddamn 1911. And sure as shit, man, I won that $300. And then I kind of forgot about that 1911 until about 30 seconds ago. Just make one. I think we're talking about the gun wall. I think making a wall would be very easy. Just that type of board and little hooks. Yeah, I definitely, oh my God, I'm so far behind in the comments. I apologize. Yeah. I'm going to look into that. I think I should be able to do, I don't know, my buddy just like did the fancy gun wall and he was like, oh, it was like $3K. And I was like, it's like good for you to be able to afford that. But I legit live in poverty. But yeah, man, I think doing a pegboard, like just fucking pegboard and hooks, I'll have to, dude, obviously you guys have heard me speak for more than like 10 seconds. So my brain is like, it's ADHD times 8,000. So it's difficult for me to remember that kind of shit. I'm going to polish this off. Give me 30 seconds. Okay. I went to Lowe's and bought 8x4 pegboards and 2x4s and built my own gun wall for like $200. That's pretty cool. I'll have to do that because I don't know, especially for like filming and stuff. Like my videos are just kind of these like flags in the background. I feel like they fit the vibe, but I feel like a pegboard would be cooler. 8x4, so like 8 feet by 4 feet. I guess that would be pretty good dimension. I guess I could always measure it out too, right? What barrel vector do I have? It's a 45 caliber. Please remember to take a rest and drink some water while streaming. I appreciate your concern. You guys are being nice today. I love it. But for anyone who's just joining, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. I love doing the live streams. I love the comments. We're gonna get to all of them. Metal receivers based. Yeah, dude. I like any sort of metal framed gun. I really appreciate. What's the difference in a ARP? Okay, so that stands for assault rifle pistol and an SBR. Someone said this on the stream like the other day, and I'm still just not familiar with an ARP. What is it? I don't even remember what it fucking stands for. Something assault rifle pistol. I don't really know. To be 100% honest with you, I don't know the answer to that. So Saucy has a question. He wants to buy his first AR, but he's only got like $700. I would get a real crappy PSA AR for like $400 and spend the other $300 on either changing out handguards or an optic. If I'm being incredibly honest with you. I don't know, like I'm kind of a gun snob, but kind of not a gun snob. Like I can appreciate a really nicely made gun. Let's compare this to like a Glock, right? I mean, this gun's over $2,000. A Glock's like $500. They both do the exact same job. They both put 9mm down range, and if you train with it, you're going to be effective with it. Especially for a first AR. Dude, my first AR I bought used from like it was my ex-girlfriend's brother for like $400 or $450. And like, of course, over the years, I've changed out handguards and triggers and stocks and pistol grips and sights and optic. Like, buy something cheap that you still have money to pimp out to your liking afterwards. I don't think there's like a perfect AR that's like, oh, buy this one and it's like the best thing ever. Like, no, dude. You're going to buy it and you're going to want to change stuff out and all that shit. KP9 versus MP5. Yeah, I like the KP9. I actually had a AKV, like the Palmetto State Armory one. Actually, that's like one of the only guns I've ever sold. And I don't regret selling it because I don't know, it didn't do it for me. But the MP5 is cool. I don't know. Everyone for the MP5 is like, oh, it's the roller delay, the most soft shooting 9mm of all the 9mm. And it's like, it's a fucking 9mm, bro. Like it doesn't need to be flat. Like it doesn't need to be soft. It's a 9mm. Like you shoot them out of your fucking handguns. Like for a PCC, I don't know. I think PCCs are fun in a sense of like, I'm going to take my girl to the range and like, here, shoot your PCC, enjoy, you know. They're fun little plinkers, but I don't know. I'd rather have a short barreled AK or AR. What's that dual 1911 called? This thing? This is the P226 Zev. The 1911 that I was talking about earlier is the Thesis. I don't even remember. It's the Thesis like World War II clone one or something. And it's only $300. It's pretty dope. My grandfather has a 1911 that his dad gave him for World War II. That is fucking really cool. Don't ever sell that. That would be awesome. I've never been a moderator. Can I be your moderator? I will take that job very seriously. I don't really know. Excuse me. I don't really know what a moderator does, but yes, you can. Actually, I probably should be moderated to some extent. If you're just joining the stream, I really appreciate you turning in to the stream today. If you could hit the channel with a subscribe, I would, of course, really fucking appreciate it. And for the YouTube AI chat moderator, there are no firearm sales. Yeah. Foxes go boom. Sorry, just kidding. Dude, I mean, I'm really far behind in the comments. I'm doing my best, boys. Foxes Go Boom says, sorry, just getting in. What's the details on the P365 there? So this is the P226 6-hour Zev Tech. Zev Tech makes, like they collabed with SIG and they made this little guy. I do have, of course, a bunch of aftermarket components to it as well. I have a aftermarket trigger, aftermarket hammer, aftermarket compensator, aftermarket takedown lever. And I like it quite a bit. It does it for me. Pickles, did I do a steaming Cleveland when I did not. I don't even know what that is. Hi from Italy. Oh, I love the Italians. I have a really cool Beretta. And I'm almost a purebred Italian myself. I'm not quite a purebred, but I'm trying my best. As an AK enthusiast, do I own any Galils? I don't. I think they're cool. I like AKs more, and I don't love the cost of a Galil, and two, there's not much aftermarket shenanigans I can do to the Galil, so it makes me sad. AR pistol. I do have an AR pistol in the collection. I don't have it out. Shit, what is an SBR? I think just adding a real stock to an ARP could get you into a lot of trouble. SBR is a short-barreled rifle. Do you have any lights for your guns? Yeah, I do. Yes. I have, for my handguns, I do have a Surefire X300. I think the Surefire X300A, so you just push down on them little tabbies and you switch it on and off. And I just... Dude, honestly, should I have more lights? Yeah, but I have the X300 for the handguns, and I just switch that between the handguns because it literally, you just depress those two tabs, slide it off, slide it on, whatever the fuck you want. I do have like the clone X300 as well for handguns. And for long guns, I have a Streamlight HLX ProTac, god damn, I hate these names, that I switch between guns. And I also have a Surefire Scout that I use on my like kind of end of the world AR build. I just, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to put a light on this. This is kind of a range toy, so fuck it. And I'm not putting a light on the AKs, or the RPK. Thoughts on a metal M&P 2.0. I fuck with metal guns. I love them to death, so fuck yeah. A while back, I managed to get 4 Stag 10 lowers for $40 each at Classic Firearms. Wow. That's a good fucking deal. Adam Santo is 21. He's wondering what my first handgun should be. It's a good question. Dude, you really can't go wrong with Glock 47. I'm going to keep saying it. Get a Glock 47. You could always switch it to the smaller slide. I don't think Glocks are the best guns in all the land, but I think they're a great starter gun. And I think if you learn on a Glock, you're going to be more proficient when your autism really kicks in and you start getting really wild and getting shit like this. Glock 43X, not a bad carry gun. What do you think? Oh, I'm so far behind in the comments. What do you think of the Beretta ARX? I love Berettas. I'm a big Beretta boy. Nah, it's like 2 1911s built into one. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look. H-Town C, he had to sub. Got to see the gun room. Thank you. Appreciate the subscribe. Dude, the gun room tour would be incredibly anticlimactic. Like in a sense of, I have like a bunch of flags everywhere. I have all my filming equipment. I have a gun rack. I have a big gun safe with a bunch of guns. And then I have a closet with all of my handguns and gear. Actually, I mean, it might be a fucking fun, it might be a fun little tour. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do that sometime. We'll do a quick one. I should add that my KP9 has a WIT suppressor and machine SME, and it's unbelievably quiet with some sonic. The action's louder than the shooting. That's pretty dope. Oh, shit. All right. Hey, going back to your gun wall, I actually bought one from Amazon. It's all metal, can hold 5 long guns, and can hold about 10 pistols. It was like $200. That's a good deal. And get different... All right, I got to look up... You guys are really, like, tickling my dick about the gun wall. I'm motivated to check this out now. Wow, what type of Beretta do you have? By the way, I'm from Milan. All right, what country is Milan? Is that a country or is that a city? I'm thinking of like Mulan, the Disney movie. Where's Milan? I just got a G19X. That's a good. Sorry, not your group. Oh, I know that the wit is the suppressor. The SME is what? What's a gun wall? Just got here. Basically just like you put like some pegboard and shit up on the wall and like hang up all your guns and look really cool on the internet. No way, RPK. Absolutely way, RPK, baby. We love the RPK. Hello, fellow gun lover. Hello, the Gemini show. Milan is in Italy. Dude, fuck. All right, I should really know that. Sorry. Wow, everyone knows that Milan is in Italy. All right, wait, hold on. We're gonna like completely sideswipe, and we're gonna talk about Portugal for a second. Jiminy Cricket, but misspelled. So I was on a date with some girl. This was a handful of months ago, and she was talking about like her trip to Portugal or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, like, do you speak Spanish?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "That's what they fucking speak in Portugal. Like, that's in Europe, right? Or South America." And she was like, "No, fucking Portugal's in Europe, and they speak Portuguese." And she was all butthurt about it. That was a really bad storytelling, but sorry. Ooh, the Marlin Dark in 4570 would be hella dope. I've wanted to get that. How much, J-Rod, how much did you pay for the Marlin Dark? What's the revolver? This is the Ruger Redhawk, chambered in 44 mag. There are old semi-auto RPKs. My family is from Portugal. I'm third generation immigrant. Yeah, I thought Portugal was in South America. It's not in South America. Did not know that. If you have a 92, get the resonant. Wait, a 92 what? Are we talking Berettas? $1,400 for the dark. Okay, now for your cheapest handgun, LOL. Is there a high point hiding around? I don't have a high point. Actually, one of the guns, was it on the live stream yesterday? So I have a Taurus G2C that I bought for $69 at a gun show. And it works okay. It's fine. Beretta 92 FS. What is this Resident Evil break? I'll have to check that out because that sounds fucking hella dope. I don't want Beretta, too mid. Buy the Terran Tactical Pit Viper. It is not very mid. I mean, it's only $8,000 and it doesn't come with a fucking optics cut. They had that gun, I actually have a short on it. They had that gun out at the local gun store, I guess. And I just cannot believe there's a fucking handgun for $8,000 that doesn't have an optics cut. I like white meat pickles. It is good. Speaking of, wow, it's probably why I'm a little buzzed up right now, is I didn't have any protein today. I just had like a bag salad with a bunch of vegetables and shit. And that was like fucking 6 hours ago. Glocks are God's firearm. I like Glocks. I like the aftermarket support. I like the ability to change. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. Not surprising, actually. I don't know what's not surprising. Bye, guys. Good night. Have a great day. Come to Milan. You're invited here. Well, thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. You were here for a hot minute. Appreciate the comments, and I appreciate the subscribe as well. Why do people say Glocks are bad? Well, my friend, here on the internets, people will fucking say that anything is bad because they're twats. The company is called Collector Design Works for the Resident Evil break. I really want to check this out now. I'm going to screenshot this. Sorry, screenshotting. Okay, well, good night. Well, bye, Jay. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your comments, and I would really appreciate any subscribes. And again, for the YouTube AI chat moderators, there are no firearm sales. Nothing is getting sold. I don't know why I have to keep fucking saying that for my lives to not get taken down. I wouldn't say Glocks they can be boring if you don't like love them enough. I don't think they suck. They have dope ass grips. I think the Glock grips are actually a little suboptimal. Usually when I get a Glock, I have to do something to the grip to get it to like hold together or whatever. Yeah, YouTube is, yeah, I don't know, man. They flagged my live stream like 2 days ago or so, and it was like a 2-hour live stream, and I was like, fuck. Like I need the fucking I need that up, right? And I had to like appeal it, and it was like a whole fucking boondoggle. It wasn't the best. I wonder if can I like, no, I can't. Mess with me because I accidentally brushed the trunnion of an AK. Yeah, it's like, oh, don't get your hand too close. The Jiminy Show, are you, do you have like a YouTube channel then also? Some of my comments are showing up or you're ignoring them. Pickles, I haven't had a comment from you since you asked if I liked white or dark meat. The Jiminy Show says, yep, do lives as well. Well, dude, we should do a live together sometime. That'd be fun. And I have a gun wall. Wait, I got to check out your channel then. Brandon Lee asks, what is on the slide? Looks like it's for a thumb. And is the porting on the slide factory? Yeah. So gas pedal takedown lever. So you can put your little support thumb right on there. And the slide lightning cut is from the factory. This is the 226 Zev. The port, or the compensator on this is the Armory Craft 226 slide. Yeah. The Jiminy Show, I'm probably actually about to head off here in a second, but maybe we could do a live like tomorrow or this weekend or something. Dude, that is sick. Never been a SIG fan, but you've changed me. Yeah, man. I never really had a ton of SIG guns, but this one did it for me. Jamie, I'm a manufacturer in Ohio. I have tons of machine stuff. Come test some out. MP5, RPD. Oh, he's got all of the things. Jamie, shoot me an email. I have the emails on my channel, or like on my fucking channel page or something. Have you ever gone rat hunting before? No, I have not. I did have rats in one of my undergrad houses. It was a little wild. Pickles? No. Bad pickles. Don't shoot the MP5. P226 Z, is it easily available? No. Well, all right, yes. So, I mean, you could buy one new. I think the MSRP is like $2,300, which is like a little ridiculous. I got this one used for $1,700, and then I obviously put like $8 bajillion dollars of aftermarket shit into it. KP9 supremacy. Dude, I feel bad that I don't have a 9mm AK now. Okay, I have all these 7.62s, no 9s. Shoot, back, where was I for Brandon Lee? I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh yeah, P226 Zev is the... All right, so I know KUSA is out of business, but are they still selling fucking guns or no? Because I think I want to say I went to their website like this past week or something, and they like maybe still had stuff for sale. I don't know. No, it's just there. That's funny. Yeah, I have the only KUSA gun I have is the Comrade 12 gauge, and I actually needed their help with it. Like the recoil spring assembly like screwed up the dust cover, and the dust cover every time I shot the gun would like fly off into no man's land. So I actually had to have them replace the dust cover and the recoil spring assembly, and they did it all for free, which they should, because that gun like wasn't cheap, and it was like totally a piece of poopy from the factory. Um, but it's kind of sad they're out of business. They had like a ton of, I don't know, they had a ton of like business beef and issues within the system, I know, for like quite a long time. But yeah, I just can't deal with how clean that thing. It's the nicest cig up. Thank you, Mr. Brandon Lee. I appreciate that. If you're just tuning in, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. It does really mean a lot to me. We do lives, we do shorts, we do longs, we do everything. But yeah, man. So P226 Zev, it comes from the factory, the Zev edition with the Sig Romeo Pro. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for the subscribe. And the threaded barrel, okay? The aftermarkets I've done on this, the comp is an aftermarket comp. The gas pedal takedown levers, aftermarket. Trigger aftermarket, hammer aftermarket. And I also did some aftermarket springs in here as well to lighten that trigger pull. I got the trigger pull down to 2.5 pounds on this guy. And the reset on this is pretty crazy too. Get heavy hitter slugs for your Comrade 12. I've shot slugs out of it. It's pretty fun to shoot slugs out of. The one thing about the The one thing about the Comrade I like is that you could switch to both. Like there's a adjustable gas block on it, so you could switch to high brass or low brass. So you could shoot like bird shot and stuff. Brandon Lee says, "I'm jealous, bro." Yeah, dude, it's a nice piece. See if you can get one used. I would say if you can get one used, it's kind of worth it, to be honest. Have you used the mini shells? Like the little like chode ones? I have not. You can put 22 blanks inside those slugs. Whatever happened to KUSA? They went out of business, man. Honestly, I think PSA kicked the shit out of them. I mean, obviously KUSA, Kalashnikov USA, like they do AKs and stuff. Yeah, they did go bankrupt, but like, dude, like they were taking forever to produce like different types of guns. And when they did, there was like a bunch of issues. Like the KP9s had a bunch of problems with them when they first came out. And then they were, their big claim to fame is like, oh, the AK-103, the AK-103, we're making the AK-103. And they fucking took so long to the point where like Palmetto State Armory's AK-103 had just been on the market for years and years. And it's like, all right, like, cool, you finally released the 103, but like, you know, to be honest, like kind of, you know, who cares, right? I'm going to swipe up and go to my text messages real quick. I don't know if it's going to end the live stream. It shouldn't. But if it abruptly ends, I apologize. 1 second. All right, there we go. Sweet. Sorry, just had to blast off a text real quick. They didn't have any technical plans and they just winged it. I had a KP9 and just sold it for a K. Guess I dodged the bullet on that one if it had problems. Yeah, I don't know. I always, to be honest, at this point, I kind of think like, do I want to buy a KP9 just because they're not going to be available, right? Like in a sense of like, are all the KP9s going to dry out? And I'm going to be like, fuck, I wish I had a KP9 and I don't. But like also, actually, no, fuck that. Because I mean, like I was telling you all like earlier with the, like the 12 gauge, the KUSA 12 gauge that I have, like I had problems with it and I had to get parts from KUSA to fix it. So it's one of those things like, yeah. All right. Yeah. So Gabby says the only problems they had with it were the firing pin. I guess my question to that, and this is truly me just being ignorant, I guess. Are you able to get like an aftermarket firing pin and like fix it yourself, right? Because like if KUSA is out of business and the fucking issue is with the, you know, firing pin. They made an AK-103 clone without a folding stock. There were no 100 series AKs without a folding stock. Yeah, they're kind of a bunch of idiots. What is my favorite era guns? Dylan's a Civil War Frontier. I would have to say, I think the World War II guns are really just the coolest. Something about like the World War II, like submachine guns. Again, I kind of started like playing Call of Duty World at War, like the World War II one. So I think, you know, So Gabby says that, yeah, you can just replace the rifle or the firing pin. World War II subguns are very based. Damn, you need to get an ASVAL, bruh. I know. Hey, man, I have a question. Would it make sense to change my gas block for an adjustable if I'm not going to run a can? Meh, to be honest. I have an adjustable gas block on this gun right here. And to be incredibly honest, even with running a can, I overgas it because I mean, if you truly have it the lowest amount of gas possible, I mean, it does reduce some recoil, but kind of negligibly. Baptized by Fire, if you're talking about an AR adjustable gas block, I mean, if you could get one for like 50 to $100 and you don't mind spending that, I mean, yeah, it'd probably be worth it just for you to get it as low recoiling as you can. But to be incredibly honest, in my experience, it's not worth it. I think the best adjustable gas blocks have two settings, right? Like the PSA Jackal, right? It's suppressed and unsuppressed, and you can go boop, boop, and be done. This adjustable gas block, I gotta fucking stick an Allen key in the front of the gun and like twist it. And I'm like, I don't know how much gas, like it's a pain in the dick. Is that the X5? No. So this is actually the P226 Zev that I've kind of pimped out a little bit to kind of make it very similar to the X5 Legion. But I like this better. I like the black. I like the grip. I like the slide cuts and serrations. I think this is more of a vibe, personally. I heard some of the KP9s are out of battery. I actually heard that as well. Looking to get an AK pistol. PSA has a decent rep for being American made. Is it worth looking at a different brand? I like PSA. I like PSA's AKs. I think they're worthwhile for sure. And they're affordable. As far as like a different brand, honestly, I'm kind of a PSA dude. I'm a big fan. This is an AK pistol from Rifle Dynamics. I fucking love this gun. It's also like $3,300. So, you know, there's plenty of brands out there. If your question with PSA was like, I don't want it to be a piece of shit, it's not going to be a piece of shit. I promise you. Close to pulling the trigger since they have like Gen 5s out. Yeah, man, do it. You're not going to run into a problem with PSA, especially their AKs. I will say I have no experience with PSA's ARs. What's the best AK variant for under $100? Or shit, $800. You're probably not going to see a ton under $800. But PSA is probably your best bet. Are SIGs my favorite handguns? I like this SIG a lot. I also run a P365 Legion as one of my concealed carry guns. I love my Glocks. I have two Glock 17s. I love my Springfield Prodigy. I upgraded that with ports and all this other shit. I loved it. So I guess I like all my guns. I don't know. This one is probably like one of my newer handguns, so it like tickles my dick, and I always have it out, and it's fucking sick. Money well spent on the Rifle Dynamics. Yeah, I'm a super big AK nerd, and I fucking loved this rail, like the rail and handguard on this one. I fell in love with it. It's a really nice gun. It's just expensive, man, but you know, is what it is. I have seen the new Draco Tactical. That does it for me too. I don't know what it is about the Draco Tactical, but I think that one's a ton of fun. PSA builder kits, $400 with sale. Yeah, for ARs. I think he was talking about AK variants, but no worries. Pawn shops going crazy with the $400 ones. Wait, hold on. What pawn shop is selling $400 AKs? I would snatch those up in a fucking second. I meant AKs. Brother, loving the love and loving the content. Keep up the hard work. Thank you, Ray, 9mm. You were here the other day, man. I appreciate you tuning in. And hey, if everyone is just tuning in, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you. And for YouTube AI chat moderators, there are no firearm sales. Just a guy and his firearms without sales. Dude, if there's an AK for $400 at the pawn shop, I would absolutely snatch that up. Yeah, so today, I guess the title of the video was old school versus tactical. And we were kind of talking about like the old school vibes of the revolver and the RPK kind of versus like the tactical new school vibes of the P226 Zev and the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch kind of representing that category. I really appreciate everybody tuning into the live today. I really appreciate all the comments. This has been an absolute blast. This has been a straight up fire comment section today. Oh shit. All right. 22 mag pistol versus 5.7 FM. I think the 5.7 FM. I have about a dozen ARs. I think I'm going to get my feet wet on AK with that Draco Tactical. Dude, hell yeah, do it. And you got to let me know how it is. Because I would fucking love that thing. I think based off of the vids, I would go old school, but based off performance, tactical takes the cake. Yeah, agreed 100%. But all these guns definitely have their place, and they're definitely all a ton of fun. Like I was saying, I really appreciate everyone tuning into the live stream today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate a subscribe. Tons of content dropping all the time. We got shorts, we got longs, we got live streams, we got it all. I'm going to end the live stream here in just a second, but I really do seriously appreciate everybody's comments. It really helps out. It really makes the live streams worth doing for me and a lot of fun. So everyone have a great night. I appreciate you tuning in. I will be back on a live stream tomorrow. Appreciate everyone's comments. Y'all stay safe.